All right, let's jump right into this explainer and build the ultimate modern company from the ground up. We're going to be using green, lean, and agile methodologies. Now, if you've ever geeked out over a perfectly running factory and wondered how on earth they eliminate all that waste while still protecting the planet, you are absolutely in the right place. Today, we're taking these complex manufacturing philosophies and snapping them together to show you exactly how to master sustainable operations. Okay, so here's our master blueprint for today. We're going to hit the perfect factory blueprint, designing the system first, the green manufacturing shift, trashing waste with lean, the lean toolkit, and wrap it all up with the ultimate integration. Section 1, the perfect factory blueprint. To really grasp how these distinct philosophies work together, we've got to step back and look at the big picture first. So, think of our core concept just like building a giant Lego house. You want to use the fewest blocks possible to maximize your efficiency, right? Well, that's lean. But you also want to build it with recycled plastic blocks to protect the planet, and that is green. And then, absolutely crucial here, you want to design it so you can easily pull it apart and snap it into a spaceship if you suddenly change your mind. That's agile. These three elements form the ultimate foundation. Section 2, designing the system first. Because before we even think about building the factory, we have to meticulously design the system that runs it. You can't just shove machines into a room and cross your fingers. To really get DFMA, Design for Manufacturing and Assembly, think about designing a toy car. Instead of building one with 50 microscopic screws that take hours to put together on an assembly line, you design the body so the four wheels just snap into place. Boom, done. This approach saves a ton of time, slashes assembly costs, and frankly prevents a lot of really expensive mistakes. Couple that with control systems that use continuous feedback loops to catch errors early, and your production line becomes nearly flawless before you even hit the start button. Moving on to Section 3, the green manufacturing shift. With our design locked in, let's look at our environmental mandate. Green manufacturing isn't just some corporate buzzword. It's a massive fundamental shift. Now, the greenhouse effect itself is entirely natural. It's essential for keeping the Earth warm enough to keep us alive. But human activities are throwing it way out of balance. By burning fossil fuels, clearing out forests, and scaling up certain agricultural practices, we're rapidly spiking the concentration of these gases, which traps way too much heat in our atmosphere. To visualize this, just think of greenhouse gases exactly like the glass windows of a car parked out in the blistering summer sun. Sunlight passes right through the glass and bakes the interior, but all that heat, it can't easily escape back out. So the inside gets incredibly hot incredibly fast. Gases like carbon dioxide and methane act exactly like those car windows, just on a global scale. And it is wild to see how interconnected all of this is. Take something as simple as eating a burger. That single burger creates emissions across multiple sectors. You've got methane from the cows burping, you've got deforestation because trees were cleared to make those pastures, and then you have the transportation emissions from the diesel trucks driving the meat to your grocery store. The footprint of just one everyday product is massive when you trace it back. But green manufacturing tackles this head-on by shifting to renewable energy and sustainable materials. Imagine your favorite local cafe swaps out those toxic single-use styrofoam cups for compostable paper ones. That's sustainable materials right there. Then they throw some solar panels on the roof to run the espresso machines. That's renewable energy. They are making the exact same amazing coffee, but leaving literally zero trash behind. That is the whole point of producing goods without harming the planet. Section 4, trashing waste with lean. Let's fire up our efficiency engine and see how this builds our perfect factory by totally stripping away waste. So, lean manufacturing, which famously traces back to the Toyota production system, relies on 5 main steps to max out productivity. First, you define value. Ask yourself, what does a customer actually care about? Second, map the value stream. Document every single tiny step it takes to make the thing. Third, create flow. Keep that process moving smoothly without any bottlenecks. Fourth, establish pull. And fifth, seek perfection. Just constantly hunt for ways to get better. Let's look closer at step 4, the pull system, because it is an absolute game changer. Imagine running a burger stand, cooking 100 burgers at 10 a.m., and just crossing your fingers that people show up to buy them. That's a push system, and it's risky. A pull system means you only throw a patty on the grill the second a customer actually hands you their money. Production is triggered entirely by real demand, which means absolutely zero cold, wasted food getting tossed in the trash at the end of the day. Section 5, the Lean Toolkit Explained. Okay, so how do we actually do this? Let's get into the practical frameworks managers use on the floor every single day. First up is the 5S methodology, which is the absolute bedrock of workspace organization. It takes a completely chaotic, messy area and turns it into a powerhouse. You systematically sort out what you need, set items in order, shine or clean the space, standardize your new processes, and the hardest part, sustain it so it doesn't just turn back into a disaster a week later. Honestly, applying 5S is exactly like finally tackling that messy junk drawer in your kitchen. You toss the broken spatulas, that's sorting. You buy a nice little tray to separate the spoons and forks, that's setting in order so you can cook faster. And right next to 5S, we have Kaizen. Kaizen is continuous daily improvement. It's like figuring out a tiny new trick to chop your vegetables just 1 second faster every single week. It's all about those small, incremental wins from everyone on the team. Two more essential tools here, Poka-yoke and Kanban. Poka-yoke is mistake-proofing. It means designing a process so messing up is physically impossible. Like your microwave. It simply will not start if the door is open, so you don't accidentally nuke your own hand. Kanban, on the other hand, is visual signaling. It's like sticking a bright red Post-it note on your second-to-last roll of toilet paper. It's a dead simple visual cue, so you know exactly when to restock before you're completely out of luck. All right, Section 6. The ultimate integration. Let's bring all these incredible philosophies together to finish up our master blueprint. Before we look at the final picture, we have to throw Agile operations into the mix. Agile is all about moving fast and pivoting. Think about video game development. Instead of locking yourself in a basement for 5 years and just praying the fans like the final release, an Agile team works in short, fast sprints. They put out a small, playable level after just 1 month. The players try it out and say, hey, we want dragons. So what does the team do? They adapt and add dragons in the very next update. Because of that tight feedback loop, you literally never build the wrong thing. And here is where the magic happens, the ultimate integration. A truly modern, bulletproof company uses all three. They use lean principles like value stream mapping and 5S so they never waste time or extra materials. They use green principles like life cycle assessments and solar power to make sure they're protecting the planet while they build. And they use agile principles, those fast sprints and cross-functional teams, to guarantee they have the flexibility to instantly adopt new eco-friendly tech the second it hits the market. It's the perfect trifecta. So, now you've got the complete blueprint for sustainable and highly efficient operations. But here's the real question. What are you going to do with it? Think about your own daily workflows. Which single principle, green, lean, or agile, could you use to start transforming your own workspace tomorrow morning? Are you going to try out a Kanban sticky note? Maybe focus on sustainable materials? The perfect factory always starts with that very first step. Thanks for hanging out with me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.